Greetings, young scholars. Mr. Caldestall, coming to you from a place that even an egg is safe. You may be wondering why I'm talking to you as an egg. Well, there's a story behind that. I'm going to share with you not the conspiracy theory about whether Humpty Dumpty was pushed or fell. I'm going to share with you the truth about Humpty Dumpty, according to a credible source, the BBC, the British Broadcasting Company. Now, our theme today is conspiracies. So, one last parting shot. How did the hen leave the house? Well, she exited. My apologies. Let's get to work.
So today's theme is conspiracy, which is defined as a secret plan by a group to do something unlawful or harmful. The problem with conspiracy theories is that they lack evidence. And often, conspiracy theorists claim there isn't the evidence because they're hiding it, which it's kind of hard to refute that because they don't have any evidence and it's nearly impossible to change their mind. But personally, I believe in science. So here's some conspiracy theories. The world is flat, despite overwhelming evidence that the world is not so flat. That we never really landed on the moon, that it was a Hollywood production, despite the fact that we have moon rocks in the Smithsonian Museum. Dinosaurs never existed, which is kind of hard to argue when we're looking at a dinosaur or the remains of a dinosaur. Fluoride makes you dumb. There's no evidence that that's actually true. But there is lots and lots of evidence that it protects your teeth from decay. And then there's the one about vaccines. And if you want to know the power of vaccines, and this is a debate that's starting right now, and it's going to get really big here in the near future, hopefully, as soon as a vaccine is found for COVID-19. Just go to any graveyard, and you'll see a section that is filled with children. And that doesn't happen like it used to. I mean, here's a child age 4 that died of measles. There's another one that died of measles at age 15, diphtheria, meningitis, and then one who died of the flu. It wasn't very long ago. I mean, not in my lifetime, but less than 100 years ago, when a child would get an earache and there was a good chance that child wouldn't survive. That doesn't happen anymore because of modern medicine. And part of modern medicine are vaccines. And vaccines save lives. So here's today's must-do. Your reading jot. And if you don't do your reading jot, I'm required to mark you as absent. Today's expectation videos, which is hopefully what you're watching right now, and into conspiracy theory from Meet the Press. And then you're going to choose your final product. And on Friday, you're going to start writing your essay and then create your multimedia final product on COVID-19. Must show your reading jot, answers from today's expectations video and Edpuzzle conspiracy theory video, and that you've chosen your final product. Here's the link for the reading log. And here's the Ed Puzzle video for the conspiracy theory. It's actually a small portion of the Meet the Press episode that played a couple weeks ago on Sunday. So I sent you an email about National History Day, and we're going to hold a National History Day class this summer, I'm hoping. And the theme this year I'm super excited about because it's about communication, which is what we've been talking about. And there's all kinds of great examples about how communication has really helped world history or actually has damaged world history. And so this was actually from documents from National History Day and kind of explaining the theme. And I thought it was perfect for what we're studying right now. The act of communicating with other people, communities, or nations is often taken for granted. Yet, communication and our ability to understand what is being conveyed is a much more complicated story. In order to understand the role communication plays in history, students will have to understand the historical context of what is being talked about during the period. So think about what's being talked about now with COVID-19. All communication happens as part of a larger story. In order to understand, we need to know what is motivating people to talk, which is what John Green's been teaching us, write, and communicate with each other in the first place. So I thought that was beautiful. Now, you can't do a project on COVID-19 if you choose to be part of the National History Day class. However, there was a pandemic similar to ours in 1918 where 600,000 Americans died. Our numbers are not going to be close to that because of modern medicine. But what's interesting about that story in 1918 is that the government hid the truth from people because they didn't want them to panic and they wanted them to focus on World War I. And because of it, a lot of people lost their lives because they didn't know the reality of what was happening. It's important to understand that communication can help us move forward, or communication or lack of communication can harm us. So you're going to have 9 steps for your final product. What you need to do today is choose one of the following topics. So there's the link, and that's all you have to do today. On Friday, you're going to start to investigate your claim, and you're going to start writing your essay. But these are the 9 steps to your final product in English. Hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend. The weather was amazing, and I hope to talk to you soon, especially if you have a question.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again.
My old man may have sat on a wall, slipped and had a very great fall. But I'm Humpty Jr., I'm just like my pop. I climb where I please and they can't make me stop.
Junior, come down from there.
Oh!
You be careful. That's how your father got